Hi everyone, this is Jin,
And I'm Minami.
and we are your International Student Advisors. Today we're going to be talking about student life orientation for international students. There are 4 topics that we're going to be covering.
Okay, 4 topics are number 1, the procedures at the City Hall and the university as you come into Japan. The second topic is basic living rules in Japan. The third topic is the International Student Support Unit on campus. And lastly, how to get involved on campus. Now, before we go into the content, I want to introduce you to a couple of resources online. As you see on this slide, the one on the left is the International Student Handbook. One on the right is our website. Both of the URLs are listed below this video. So if you have to go back, look for deeper resources, please refer to these websites.
Okay, so we'll start with the first section, which is registration procedures that can be done at the City Hall and the university. So the procedure at the City Hall is mandatory for all students, regardless if you are an exchange student or a degree-seeking student. So there are 3 things to be done at the City Hall as soon as you receive your student card. So these are registering your new address, applying for health insurance, and applying for exemption from pension plan payments. So we'll explain further about these in the next slides. But what to bring to the City Hall? So there's 3 things that everyone needs to bring. These are your residence card, your passport, your student card. And other things to bring, your My Number card if you have one. This is like a Japanese social security card. And your move-out notice from your previous municipality if you moved from within Japan. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is register your new address. So this is important because once you register your address, it will be stamped on the back of your residence card. Now your residence status may be revoked if it's found that you don't have this stamp. So please make sure to do this.
Now at the City Hall, this is even going to be more important than what Nanami has introduced. This is probably the most important issue here. National Health Insurance Registration. Okay, the Japanese government sponsors this health insurance. It covers 70% of the medical bills up front. And I want to emphasize up front. Let's see if you were to get an accident like I did 5 years ago, and you break your legs and then go through a surgery and it end up being costing about 10,000 euros or dollars, which would be 1 million yen. You can rely on your own insurance policy, but the likelihood is that you're going to have to pay up front and then get it reimbursed later. Whereas if you have this insurance, you will only be charged 30% of the medical bills up to probably 80,000 yen or $80, 80 euros. Everything else is covered by the government. And not only that, because you do not have income in the previous years, you're going to be qualifying for a very, very cheap premium rate of about 10,000 yen. We pay about 30 times more just because we're working people. And so basically you and I are getting the same benefit, but you're getting it for a very, very cheap price. Protect yourself, enroll in this insurance when you go to the City Hall. And all the detailed information is available in the URL below this video. Now, this slide is about saving your own money, okay? As a resident, you are generally required to participate in this national retirement plan or the pension plan. However, because you are a student, you can apply to be exempted from this policy, which will end up saving about 17,000 yen per month. So please file for exemption at the City Hall. Again, the detailed instructions are listed below this video.
Okay, so this is not one of the mandatory procedures, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the My Number system. So once you register your address at the City Hall, your My Number notification card will be mailed to you. Your My Number is like a social security number. You may be asked for it when you're applying for a job or by your employer. If you would like, you can also apply for a photo ID card at your City Hall, which is called a My Number card. Okay, moving on, we're going to talk about registration procedures that can be done at the university. So this is information for those who will pay tuition to Hitotsubashi. so privately funded degree-seeking students. This is about one of the financial assistance programs that the university offers. If you think you may qualify, you can apply to be granted full or partial exemption from tuition fees. Please see the link below for more information, as well as information on scholarships.
Okay, here's another procedure that you need to be aware of, and it's the liability insurance. As you see on this diagram, if you are the causing end of the accident, we've talked about what if you are the receiving end of the accident or the illness, you can cover yourself through the National Health Insurance. National Health Insurance does not cover if you are the causing end of this accident, and therefore comprehensive insurance for student lives. But in fact, it's all recommended for all international students. Let me tell you, I've had a former international student getting in a situation like this. He ended up paying anywhere close to 1 million yen to the injured party, and we don't want you to go through that. It's a very, very reasonable insurance for about 6,000 yen per year, 12,000 yen per 2 years if you are degree-seeking students. To enroll in this insurance, you need to fill out this payment form, which is available at ISSSAO and also through the website. So please look at this URL below and follow up on this procedure.
Moving on to the second section, we'll discuss some important safety rules surrounding student life.
Okay, safety rules number 1, protect your lungs by not smoking. However, if you really have to smoke, there are a couple of locations on campus that you are permitted to smoke, as indicated on this map. And now the safety rules number 2, protect your brains. Just kidding. Okay, in Japan, basically, you must be 20-year-old or more to be able to drink. On campus, basically, you are not allowed to drink in classrooms and other educational facilities. However, unless they're under faculty supervision. So if the faculty allows you to do that in certain occasions, then basically we are able to drink on campus on limited occasions. Now in residence halls, basically the private spaces, which is your room, your community spaces, these are the only places where you are allowed to legally drink if you're 20-year-old of age.
Okay, so bike safety rules. We have this included because we know that many international students may choose to purchase a bike in Japan, and the rules may be different from what you are used to. So the first thing that everyone needs to do once they purchase a bike is to register your bike under your name. So you can do this at the bike store or at your local police station. So this costs around 500 yen. You fill out a form with your name, your address, and your phone number and details about your bike, and then you receive a sticker to put on your bike. So please make sure to do this. Another important thing is in Japan, we drive on the left side of the road. If you would like to see a video about bike safety rules in Japan, please see the link below. Okay, so this is also related to bike safety. We have here a picture of the main road going from Kunitachi Station to Hitotsubashi University. And on the far ends, on either side, you can see the sidewalk. And then where the red arrows are the bike lanes. Now, these bike lanes are one-way only, so please make sure that you're riding in the right direction because we don't want anyone to get hurt.
Okay, now this section, we will be discussing various campus units that will be supporting your student life. This is a diagram of the International Student Services structure on campus that you will see on our website. And the blue unit is the International Student Advising Office. And as you can see, this office serves as a hub for the various student services department. Now, this does not mean you cannot go to the red office or the green office without, coming to our office first. If you know where to go, then just go there first. But if you're not quite sure of where to go, please come and stop by our office. We can direct you to the right office. Now, let's take a look at our office staff members. Now, the International Student and Study Abroad Advising Office uses somewhat of a hybrid office hours. Let me talk about that. From Monday to Friday, we have a walk-in advising from 10:15 to 1:15. No appointment needed. Just come to our office physically and we'll be able to talk to you. In the afternoon from 2:15 to 5:15, we will take appointment only on online Zoom session. And so we're physically not there. The office will look like it's closed, but we still offer advising sessions online in the afternoon. For more details, please look at the website below.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the red box on the left side and the green box on the right side. So the red box is student services. So for undergraduate students and exchange students, this is the Educational Affairs Division. And for graduate students, this is your Graduate Programs Office. Now you're probably already in contact with these people, but they can help you with all administrative things such as course registration, issuing official documentation, or replacing your student card. On the right side, in the green box, we have housing services. And we have this included because we know that many international students choose to live in one of our residence halls. Now, if you have any concerns regarding residence life, you can direct them to the Student Services Division, or of course, your RAs or CAs, as well as on-site staff. Now here we have more information about the Educational Affairs Division and the Student Services Division, which are both located in the same building on the Comunity West campus. Please see the slide for information on opening hours. Now you may require official documentation from the university at some point. For undergraduate students and exchange students, the Educational Affairs Division can do this. And for graduate students, your Graduate Programs Office can do this. So please see the link below for a list of who to ask for each type of documentation.
All right, so back to this diagram, we're going to the blue office, which basically is the health center for international students and domestic students. But before we go into the health center, I just want to mention that the yellow box is something that we're not covering in this orientation video because it's the faculty members. They will also be able to assist you on all the academic related matters. Now let's go to the health center. Now, health center is where you go and be seen for all the medical symptoms. There's professional doctors, professional counselors, psychologists out there, and their hours of operations are listed here on the slide, but they will only be able to see you through appointment. So please make an appointment, either call them or email them. Their contact information is listed on the website here. Now, I do want to introduce you to one external unit that may become handy for you, and that is the Tokyo English Lifeline, or TEL for short. As you can see, this is a hotline in English for all the students and foreigners in Japan. Their contact information is listed on the website, and the crisis happens usually out of business hours and midnight or weekends. So if you really have to reach out, please utilize this phone number.
It's University Guidelines for COVID-19 Prevention. So we ask that students take all necessary precautions to ensure the safety of themselves and those around them. So this includes monitoring your health and staying at home if you don't feel well, or especially if you have a fever, and wearing a mask in all public spaces, as well as practicing social distancing. So in Japan, we say to avoid the 3 C's. So these include confined spaces with poor ventilation, clustered areas where there are a lot of people, and close contact with others. The university issues regular updates on its website about COVID prevention, so please make sure to check the website frequently. We sincerely hope that this doesn't happen, but in the case that you're diagnosed for COVID-19, please report your status to the University Health Center immediately. The University Health Center is the main contact point for all COVID-related matters. So if you also have any questions or concerns about COVID prevention, please direct them to the health center.
Okay, we're finally into the last section. We're almost there. This section talks about how to get involved on campus. It's a fun part.
Now, if you are a degree-seeking student, one way you can get involved is to become a resident assistant or a community assistant at one of our residence halls. We currently have a total of around 70 RAs and CAs who are working to create a better residence life for students. Recruit new staff every year around June and November, so please check our website around that time if you are interested.
we have more ways for you to get involved, and this involves more of a social interactions on campus. It's called Language Community. For those who are able to speak English, of course, all of you do, Chinese and Korean. There are many Japanese students who are interested in learning these languages in exchange for, providing Japanese conversations for you. And so we get together on Wednesdays and Thursdays during lunch period. And then we have these social interactions that are coordinated through our student coordinators. For more details, please look at website below and please get involved. Hey, this is the last slide. Wake up. Okay, so let's talk about the general things to be aware of when you consider joining these club activities. Okay, and number one, make sure that your class schedules and the practice schedules are not in conflict. Number two, know where the locations are. You live in, for example, Kodaira, and the practice takes place in 20 kilometers away from your site. It's probably not going to work out. So make sure where the practices are happening before joining this club. Number three, make sure that the club activities, your academic activities, and your personal/travel activities are in good balance. You came to Japan to do many different things, and so you don't want to overcommit to one thing. And last, number four, somewhat related to that, there are some club activities that are very, very demanding. And, if you know that that's what you're getting into and enjoying, fine. But if you're not aware of those issues and enjoying, now it's hard for you to quit that club activities, that's going to put you in a bind. So make sure you know what you're getting into. And finally, there are some student organizations, unauthorized student organizations, that pretend to be a chorus group or study group, but when in fact they are really trying to get you into something else, like a cult or some very extreme philosophies. If you find yourself in that kind of situation, please come talk to us, but also, try to use your common sense and try not to get into trouble.
And that concludes our student life orientation. We look forward to meeting you in person, and we hope you enjoy your student life at Hitotsubashi. See you!